Osborne. You hear me, Osborne?
Give it light up, please. It's blinding me. Give it up.
Last night, you came into this club and you broke into this room. You stole something that belonged to me. That was very foolish of you.
I wouldn't steal from you, Mr. Fogard. You're making a big mistake.
You are a small-time petty crook, and as such are not of the least interest to me. But when something of mine is stolen, then I become very interested.
I don't know what you're talking about. My eyes, I can't see.
I'm talking about these. The Petrograd icons.
Petrograd? I don't know what... Don't you go!
I want them back.
Oh, what's the use? All right. All right, yeah. Yeah, I broke in here. I'll go.
You will accompany these two young men, and you will return the icons to them.
Well, if I have to. Listen to me. My name's Osborne. I'm giving myself up. The Oxford police want me on... Look, just take me in. Look, I'll give you a signed confession. The works. Look, I won't even ask to see a lawyer. The only man I want to see is John Mannering. The Baron!
Well, you better come along with me. Osborne, visitor for you. An unusual case. Osborne gave himself up and admitted to crimes of which he wasn't even suspected.
Maybe he was just looking for some place to hide.
He asked to see you at the time of his arrest, you know.
Yes, so I understand. I was in New York at the time of the trial. It's the first chance I've had to get down here.
Well, I hope it isn't a wasted journey for you, Mannering. I can't see why it's so important for him to see you.
Who am I going to see then, sir?
You'll find out soon enough. Come in.
Hello, Mr. Mannering.
All right, Osborne, say what you have to.
Permission to speak privately, sir.
Denied.
Well, it's about the Petrograd icons. You sold them to the Kempston Gallery, right?
That's fairly common knowledge.
They're not in the gallery now. Oh, I know where they are. You think I'm lying?
I can't see why you should be. It's pretty easy to check out.
Well, you do that. You check. You'll find out I'm telling the truth. And we'll have another little talk.
All right, suppose they are missing. What'll it take to make you talk about them?
But I know I've got to serve my time here. It's when I get out I'm concerned about. I'd like to travel. And that's what the information will cost you. And I don't mean a cheap day return to Brighton.
That's enough.
Permission to go, sir. Hold on a minute. You think about it, Mr. Marion. You find out.
Well, what was all that about?
It's hard to say.
Sounds a pretty wild story to me. The prisoners here will try anything, you know, Mannering. These icons, what are they exactly?
The Petrograd icons? They're small religious paintings of the 12th century. Historically interesting because they were taken by Prince Dmitri to Moscow to encourage his troops before the Battle of Tamerlane.
And are they missing?
I don't know yet.
See your visitor, Osborne?
Yeah, I saw him, yeah.
And just what did the Baron have to say? I was told to keep my eye on you. Seems that some very important people on the outside are concerned about you.
Let me up. Let me up. Let me up!
Sure. Just as soon as you tell me what you were talking about.
Nothing. I never said nothing.
Oh, I see. The Baron was just paying you a social visit, was he? Bought you some cigarettes and candy. You talked about the weather. Think again. Smart boy.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything!
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad for your sake. Because you know them people on the outside? You're going to see them very soon. We're getting out, Osborne. Just you and me. We're going over the wall.
Come along into the office, John. It's in a bit of a mess just now, I'm so sorry. But we're introducing a new system of cataloguing before we reopen.
Hey.
Well, it is good to see you again. You don't come around nearly enough.
Well, you know how time goes by.
Oh, yes. Well, anyway, you're here now. Is it a social call, or do you have something that you'd like to sell to the collection?
Well, neither one, actually, Jim. I wanted to ask you about the Petrograd icons.
The icons? What about them?
Are they here in the building?
No. As a matter of fact, they're not. What with the reorganization, we've had to send some of our stock to the London vault.
When did you last see them?
A day or so ago. Why, what's all this about, John?
I'm sorry. I got a tip they were stolen from the guy who claimed he'd got them.
What an extraordinary thing. Well, you can forget it. As you know, there are several good reproductions about. They'd fool most people. I would suggest that your friend, whoever he is, has got his hands on a fake set.
Just so long as it's him and not you.
Oh, look here, I know my job. What's the matter? Don't you believe me? If you don't, you can visit the vault and see for yourself.
did was ask, Jim. If you say they're safe and sound, well, it's all right with me.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to fly off the handle like that. I really am terribly sorry.
I get it. Look, I've got to be going.
So soon?
Yes, I've got lots of things to do. Nice seeing you, Jim. Don't bother. I know my way out. See you around.
Sefton Folkart speaking.
Oh, Gaynor. Listen, Mannering's been here. He's onto it.
Oh? Well, I'm afraid that's your problem now.
Now, listen, Folkart, if they get onto me, you can't expect to be left out of it.
I wouldn't like that, Mr. Gaynor. But you must do as you see fit.
That's wild. That new?
Do you think I buy second-hand clothes? How are things in jail? Trip worth it?
No. Matter of fact, I listened to a pretty crazy story today, but it doesn't check out. Yet.
You don't seem too sure.
Well, doesn't gel. Can't put my finger on it. What happened here today?
Few people wanted to see you. I took care of it, though. Told them you were in jail. Good night. I'll see you in the morning.
Good night.
Who are they, do we know?
Yes, sir. Darby and Osborne.
How did they get out?
Checking that now, sir.
Should have been done already. Keep all the prisoners in their cells, make a full roll call, and use every man available.
Yes, sir.
Prepare a description of the two men for the local police, right now.
They've had a good start, sir. I reckon they'll beat the roadblocks.
I'll worry about that. Now get on with it.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Give me the chief constable, will you? Hurry. You alone?
Yeah, I'm alone. What are you waiting for? Let's get going.
You're a fool, Darby, a stupid fool.
There was nothing I could do. I got him as far as the wall, and then he panicked. He refused to come
You're
over.
a cretinous idiot.
Now listen to me, will you? He started yelling. I had to shut him up.
Your orders were to get him out.
And I tried. I swear I did.
All right. Suppose you tell me how I'm going to find out what Osborne did with those icons.
Well, there is someone who might know. Remember, Osborne talked to the Baron.
But you say Osborne swore he told Mannering nothing.
Yeah, well, that's what he said, but he could have been lying, couldn't he?
All right, get out.
What's going to happen to me?
Your future is of no concern to me now.
Now, wait a minute. I need a place to hide out. Every cop in London's looking for me. If I'm picked up, I'll be facing a murder rap.
So?
Now, look, you got me into this mess. I took your orders. You promised me money, a hideout.
Get him out.
Oh, look. I'm warning you. If you don't help me, I'm not going to take this rap on my own. You're in a bad spot, Folkart. You engineered this whole deal. And believe me, if I'm picked up, everybody's going to know about it.
You know, you really are a very stupid man. You know, it's just possible that Osborne did tell Mannering where he hid the pieces. From now on, we shall give the Baron our fullest attention.
This letter was found in Osborne's private possessions, addressed to you. I got on right away in view of what happened.
Thank you. I suppose there's no doubt that Darby is the killer.
No.
Osborne just said if this letter ever reaches me, that I'll know what to do.
And do you?
Not fully, but I'll follow it up. May I?
Oh, sorry. Safe deposit box, Waterloo Station. Does the letter tell you what's in there?
No, but it doesn't take a mind reader to figure it out. Any news of Darby?
No, but we'll get him back. All in good time.
You mind if I use your phone?
No, go ahead.
Mannerings.
Good afternoon. Can I speak to John, please?
Now, I'm afraid he's out of town. Who's calling?
Out of town? Oh, yes, of course. He's visiting Shelby Prison today, isn't he?
Well, yes, he is. How did you...
Thank you, darling. That's all I wanted to know. Get the car. You get changed.
Hello?
Cordelia, this is John.
Well, John, I'm sorry.
I'm on my way back. I want you to do something for me before I get there.
Of course.
Get onto one of our Scotland Yard contacts and find out anything you can about a man named Philip Darby, where he hangs out, who his friends are, the whole routine, you know.
All right. It'll be here. And I didn't mean to bite your head off, John. It's just that I had a phone call a moment ago, and the caller rang off on me.
Who was it?
He didn't give his name. Turned out that he knew that you'd gone to the prison. Hello? Hello? You there?
Yeah, look, go ahead and get the information, but I won't come back to the shop. I'll meet you at the safe deposit boxes at Waterloo Station at 7 o'clock. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The police will have gone through those files pretty thoroughly, Mannering.
Yeah, but they're chasing Darby. I'm looking for someone else.
Follow it. Find out what she's doing.
Attention, please. Train stand out platform 12. The Reading Order Shop, Gilman Line. Batman Junction, Richmond,
She's waiting for someone by the safe deposit lockers.
That's very interesting. You both know what to do.
all right. Don't apologize. Are you all right?
What is it, Cordelia? She's had these attacks before.
That woman banged right into her. Well, can I help?
No, thanks. I can manage. Our car's outside. Come along, darling.
Cordelia! Cordelia! Cordelia? Cordelia,
What?
just take it easy now.
How did I get here?
I found you slumped on a bench in the waiting room. What happened to you?
Girl knocked into me, jabbed me with a needle. After that, I can't remember much.
Oh, I got a blast in the face with some sort of gas.
What's it all about?
It's about the Petrograd icons. They've got them.
Who?
I don't know. I saw this girl before I passed out. She was wearing a coat like the one you had on the other day.
It was mine.
Oh, that all fits. Look, have you got that information from Scotland Yard?
Right here.
Well, read it to me on the way.
On the way where?
To Kempston Galleries. I think it's about time we had another talk with Mr. Jim Gaynor.
Are you calling me a liar? I told you the Petrograd icons are in the vaults.
But you neglected to tell me they were fakes. I had the real ones in my hands tonight.
Now look, Mannering, I don't know what you're trying to do, what you're trying to prove, but you sold those icons to the gallery, and if they are fakes, then you're responsible.
I sold you the genuine article, and you know it.
It's your word against mine. I've got nothing to gain, but it wouldn't do your reputation much good if people knew that you were peddling fake sets. I'd let sleeping dogs lie if I were you.
Let's stop fencing around. I want the truth.
You get out of here. Just you get out of here.
The truth, Jim.
I didn't want to do it. I couldn't get out of it. He made me.
Who's he?
He's a man called Sefton Focard. He runs a gambling club called the Peerage.
Oh. I know the place. What happened? Did you get in deep?
Deep? I hit a bad streak. I kept on playing against it, hoping it would get better, and of course, it got worse.
How much?
I was in for nearly 10,000 by then.
And he put the screws on.
Well, he told me that I could get even if I gave him the Petrograd icons. Of course, I told him he was crazy, but he kept on and on. He even had a fake set made. He kept on telling me how easy it would be. And finally, well, I agreed. I had to.
Yeah. I know the scene.
I thought I was safe, that it was all over. Then, of course, the icons were stolen. I should have known. I should have known that the whole thing would come into the open.
Well, you were right. It is in the open. What are you going to do about it?
There's nothing I can do.
Except get them back.
That's easy talk. What am I supposed to do? Go up to him and ask him to hand them over? If I bring in the police, he'll deny everything that I say. I've got no way of proving that Focard's got the icons. What are you going to do?
Going home, jump into my tuxedo, and join the peerage.
Monsieur, faites vos jeux. 220. Mr. Pocock, sir. Mind over there. No.
Nice.
Yeah. Those records you got from Scotland Yard show that Darby spent quite a lot of time here.
Don't blame him. Free drinks. I like it.
Yeah. Try the blackjack table, you'll find out how much these drinks really cost.
Bye. Mannering.
John. Girl over there. She's the one that jabbed me with the drug.
Yeah, I recognized him.
Mr. Mannering, isn't it? I've seen you at auctions. I'm Sefton Folkard. Welcome to our club.
Thank you.
I've always wanted to meet you. I'm a bit of a collector myself, you know.
So I've heard.
Well, please enjoy yourself. Can I get you some chips? What's your game?
Poker. But I find table stakes a little limiting.
Oh? Well, for really big players, we can always arrange something special. Are you interested?
If the stakes are special, we can play for something worthwhile.
Do I detect a note of challenge?
Well, when I win at poker, I always like to take something home worthwhile.
All right. When?
Tomorrow night.
Splendid. I'll arrange it. 8 o'clock? I'll be here.
He knows. He recognized Sharon, he must have.
Of course he did. He deliberately came here to prod me into a game.
You let him?
I encouraged him. I believe I know what he means by something worthwhile.
Do you think Darby would try and cross this in one of these old boats?
Well, all I know is one of them was missing. Wouldn't have got him very far, though. These worn-out hulks are useless.
There's something here. It's underneath.
Well, he didn't get very far, did he? Oh, this will be the Scotland Yard boys. They timed it very nicely, didn't they?
You found him, then?
Just so.
All right, Doctor, have a look at him. What time was it discovered that this boat was missing?
About 5 this morning, sir.
Well?
No apparent sign of violence. Mild contusions on the face. Nothing to indicate cause of death.
How long's he been dead?
Hard to say, really.
Well, just an approximation.
Not more than 12 hours.
All right, Doctor, if you'd like to arrange for him to be sent to hospital, you can carry out the autopsy. Let me have your report as soon as possible, will you?
All right.
It's my opinion, sir. Darby got out over the wall, used one of those old boats, which wouldn't stay afloat for more than 50 yards. Perhaps it capsized. Maybe he couldn't swim. Anyway, that's that.
Very good, Constable.
Thank you, sir.
I imagine that's exactly what they wanted you to think.
I don't understand, sir. Who?
Whoever killed him. We've got reliable information that Darby was seen in London. Well, chances are that's where he was killed and brought down here afterwards. All right, I'm treating this as a murder inquiry. Have all reports sent direct to me at the yard, will you?
Right, sir.
Back to London, sir? Yes. We've got 2 murders here. Osborne inside the prison, Darby outside. And the man who's shown a considerable interest in both is John Mannering.
Did you get it?
Right here. £100,000 in £10 notes, and I hope you know what you're doing.
For $300,000, I've got to know what I'm doing.
Seriously, you're risking an awful lot by walking into a card game with that much money.
I know it.
You can't even be sure it was straight.
I can be almost sure that it won't be.
Then why take the chance? Must be some other way.
Well, we know that Folkard has the Petrograd icons, but proving it is another matter. We've got to force him out into the open. We're going to use his vanity to do it.
All right. Say he rakes himself a big-time gambler. How are you going to get him to wager the icons?
This is the bait. I think he's too greedy to resist it.
I suppose you know what you're doing? What if you lose?
Well, we'll borrow a newspaper from somebody and consult the help wanted column.
You sure you know how to handle those things?
Look, I'll tell you, I spent 3 years in the Army with a couple of guys who used to be dealers at Las Vegas. Hey, you can't be around guys like that without something rubbing off. Any questions?
Why bother to work for a living?
Perhaps you'd like to answer a few questions for me, Mr. Mannering.
Certainly.
Chief Inspector Filmer, I'd like to talk to you about a man called Darby.
Darby. Did you find him yet?
I'm interested in answers, Mannering, not questions.
All right, shoot.
I know that you mix socially with some of my superiors, men that I have to call sir. I imagine you enjoy a certain privilege, like getting hold of a confidential file on Darby. But this is my investigation, and as far as I'm concerned, you're just another lead.
Inspector, you made your position crystal clear.
Good. 2 questions. Why did you want that file? What's your interest in Darby?
Look, Inspector, if you want to go around with a chip on your shoulder, it's all right with me. I'll answer your questions, but let's not turn this into a grudge match.
All right. We'll start again. Darby was found murdered this morning.
I see.
You got any ideas about who might have done it? Or why?
Ideas, yes. That's all they are.
You gonna tell me about them?
I think I can do better than that, Inspector. If you can wait, I might be able to give you proof.
How?
I'm going to try something, and if I pull it off, I'll give you the whole thing on a plate.
I don't like amateurs mixing in police work.
All right, Inspector.
This something you want to try. When will you know?
Tonight. Stay by your phone till midnight, and if I call, be ready to move.
And if you don't call?
Well, then I'll tell you all I know. But as it is, you'd never be able to prove anything against the people involved. My way, at least, you've got a chance.
All right. Midnight.
John, you should have told him the whole thing. They're paid to take risks. You're not.
I think it's about time you went home and got dressed. I'll call for you in an hour. We're gonna play a little poker.
It's all set up.
The other players arrived?
2 of them. Listen, I still think you ought to let me or Tredgett sit in on the game, just in case.
Just in case what? You just said it was all set up.
I think you're taking a chance.
On the contrary, we both know that the Baron can't win. If we take him in front of 2 completely independent witnesses, they can always swear that the game was straight.
Sure, it sounds fine in theory, but Mannering has quite a reputation.
Then we'll take both his money and his reputation. I'm quite looking forward to it. Don't worry. Right on time. Good evening. You ready to lose some money?
That's not exactly what I had in mind.
Well, we'll let the cards decide that, shall we? Perhaps you'd like to buy some chips.
I never get the same feeling of security from pieces of plastic that I get from real folding money. Why don't we play for cash?
Of course. Get me 10,000.
I thought we were going to play for real money.
Make it 20. If you manage to win that, I'm sure I can scrape up a bit more. I've arranged for us to play in my private room. Any objections?
None.
Will you be joining us, Miss Winfield?
No, thank you. Roulette is my poison.
Well, enjoy yourself.
I'll tip you when to call Inspector Filmer.
Right. I'll try and break the bank.
I believe you know Jim Gaynor.
Hello, Jim.
Good evening, John.
I thought his presence here might make you feel more relaxed.
I thought you said that Mannering had asked me to be here.
A little subterfuge, which I hope you'll forgive by the enjoyment of your game. Mr. Wells, John Mannering.
Hello. How do you do?
As you are a newcomer here, Mr. Mannering, you may choose your own place.
Thank you.
I'm afraid you'll be disappointed if you expected to find two-way mirrors. Gentlemen, shall we begin? House rules, first jack to deal, no limit, no wild cards, right?
Oh, we got something useful to... Busy, Sergeant?
No, sir.
Good. Well, there's Darby's file. You can go through that lot.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Thank you.
Think Mannering will ring, sir?
Oh, there's 3 1/4 hours to midnight.
Pity we're not on overtime.
The file, Sergeant.
You to bet, Mannering.
The Baron holds a prial of 7s. 3 7s.
I'll bet 200. I guess that just leaves the two of us.
No, I don't think so. I'm sure 2 pair just won't be enough.
You're overworking that 6 cents, Fulton.
Oh, it isn't a 6 cents. It's just good gambling, that's all. I built this casino on the ability of knowing how and when to bet. Just a highly developed talent.
Well, it's highly developed, all right.
Something on the table reflecting the light. I've lost vision.
50. Raise you 50.
Excuse me, can I have a cigarette?
Go right ahead.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in.
That's cleared it. I can see now.
Thank you.
Right. Mannering's just gone past his deadline.
What are we going to do now?
Start acting like policemen again. Bring Darby's file with him.
Where are we going to?
Every nightclub, cafe, and clip joint that's listed in there. Everybody that Derby spoke to, we speak to.
Well, it might take quite a while, sir.
That's what we get paid for. Lights!
It's about time I won a decent hand.
Well, it's been pretty even so far. I think I'll just take 5.
Already?
Nothing in the rules against that.
I thought you had a little more stamina. Just a little precaution. Ensures we won't be disturbed. You can take your break later. Now it's your deal.
I'll try to deal you a good hand. Cut.
Inspector Fulmer. Oh, he's gone. I see. No, it doesn't matter.
Four. Queen.
That's the baby.
5.
No, thank you.
2.
We'll fight this one out between you.
The bet forfeit.
1,000.
I'll be ashamed to quit now. I'll go along with you. 3. King. I guess it's up to me.
The Baron is sitting with a full house. Kings and 2s.
Well, let's see what kind of gambler you are.
3 kings, 2 2s.
Let's go all the way on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000.
5. Must be pretty good.
You can find out if you pay the money.
All right. 5,000. And 10.
Well, this could go on forever. Suppose I just take a shortcut. It's 100,000. It's your play.
He's holding a 2. There's no doubt about it. Full house. Kings and 2s.
All right, I'll see you.
I'll put up your money.
I don't happen to have a satchel under the table. My word's good. Show me your hand.
Show me your money.
Now, come on, Mannering. You've got witnesses. If you win, you'll get your money.
This is a cash game. Nobody said anything about IOUs or promises. If you want to call me, call, but it'll cost you 100 grand.
I doubt there's that much money on the premises. Our float generally only about half that.
Well, I guess you have to throw in your cards, don't you?
Now, wait a minute, Mannering. All right. This is what you've come for, isn't it?
That's right. You know what I want.
You haven't exactly made a secret of it, have you?
You know the old poker saying, put up or shut up. How about it? You're supposed to be a big-time gambler. What are you waiting for? You can win 100 grand. Or lose the Petrograd icons. What's it gonna be?
All right. Let's get this straight. Your 100,000 against those.
It's a bet.
You've just lost yourself a lot of money. 4 queens.
Very good, eh?
Wait a minute. What do you think you're doing?
Sorry.
Get him!
Black sauce.
I'm sorry I couldn't call you when I promised.
You're lucky we decided to go through Darby's file.
I'm just lucky. Folker there can give you all the information you want. Incidentally, Inspector, don't play cards with him.
You all right?
What, fine.
You got them?
Yeah. Police will need them for a while, just for evidence. Then they go right back to the collection.
You've been cheating.
Oh, part of the house rules. Anyway, you can't win them all. Oh, Inspector, 100 grand of that is mine.